Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Katie and you're watching ChoKwonDeezMakes, a channel where I talk about my knitting, sewing, quilting, general making journey. Today I am in the studio here. It's gonna be a very raw video today. I am going to give you a studio tour. I have not cleaned up at all. And this is gonna be the beginning of my studio makeover journey. Some goals for the studio. I'm definitely gonna want to paint these dark walls. I'm not really wanting to do the floors at the moment. That is like a huge job that I'm just not looking to do right now. I don't really want to spend a ton of money, so we're gonna be a little bit thrifty. I know some of the costs are going to be paint, maybe some organization stuff, but really I'm going to try and work with what I have and make this space something that functions a lot better than what it is right now. So without further ado, I'm going to turn the light on because it's really dark in here actually. I just have the one window over there and I turned the overhead light off so we could use some natural light, but it is literally like a cave up here. So yeah, I think we'll just get started. I'll show you all around and then I'll tell you kind of what we're gonna be changing up. To give you all a good idea about the studio, there are stairs leading up to it. I hope you can't hear my washing machine, or my dryer, sorry. There's stairs. I have some fabrics, old projects, more old projects, this bunting I made for college, and then we have the studio space. It is an absolute mess. Like I said, I did not clean anything up. This is our attic space, so there is some like storage or like a little closet thing over there, and then like crawl spaces all around. But here's my one little window. And I guess I'll just take you through what all is going on here. So these are my buttons, zippers, elastics, finishings, ribbons, things like that. Obviously not very organized. These are my button bins, more sets of buttons there. That is my scrap fabric, my pile of trash, some water I use to paint. This is where I sew, so my sewing machine, my serger, some notes, and these are some files I have from school actually, and I might go through those just so I can have a more up to date kind of filing system for myself. And then these are all like projects that I want to do. These are things that I need to fix right there. These are some knitting basket things that I use. I need to frog that one, and some things I need to fix, patterns. This basket is for fabrics that I buy to go into the laundry, and then some projects that I want to work on. Then we have, like I said, I have not cleaned up at all. There's my little making cart, I guess, my ironing board. This is just like fabric I need to iron. And then I have my pattern, paper, and some other ongoing projects, and just a pile of, I was taking apart a fitted sheet so I could use the fabric. So that is what that is. Here's my little janky window, my shrine wall of just random things, a paint swatch. This is my dress form Penelope. Say hi, Penelope. And then my everything crafting table. I am thinking about getting another one to put in that section over there, but right now this is the table that I have. Some yarn things that I need to go through, a pattern. These are my drafting blocks or pattern blocks from school. And then I need to math out this pattern. I cut out the other pattern already, but I printed this incorrectly. So that is a bin of sheets that I like to use for mock-ups. And then this is all my fabric and painting and sketchbook supplies, things like that, acrylic scrap yarn, and then more art things. These are old projects from school that I don't know where to put in my house, so they're just sitting up here. Another old project that I have not worked on in a very long time, it's for my dad. Some blank canvases, shelves that I'd like to put up here, my sewing machine box. This is my scrap bin, so on the top I have like small woven scraps. The second drawer is lining and the bottom drawer is knits. And then on top I just have like random quilting, and like I altered all my husband's shorts, so those are all on top. I don't know what to do with them. I'll probably just stick them in my scrap trash bin kind of thing. These are 2 projects from college that I have here, and I'm not sure what to do with them. They're like too quirky to wear, but I just like, do I hang them up? Do I display them? The other thing about this space is most of it is a slanted wall. Like that's a flat wall, that's a flat wall. But then all of this, like that's slanted, that's a flat wall. So I don't have a whole lot of like usable wall space. So that's gonna be something that I'm going to need to think about. Then more scraps from curtains that I took apart from the previous owners, some random yarn that I'm probably going to make like cushions out of, more scraps, more storage things that need to go in that closet. That bin, those bins right there, those are going to my best friend. I spray adhesive over there, so. And then this chest of drawers, I don't have a whole lot going on, just patterns and I think some like home decor yarns that I don't want to knit with for garments, but I don't want to get rid of. That's my old office chair, again with more old drapery from the previous owners, and then like the chair pad that I used. I think I'm gonna get rid of those 2 things, but that's pretty much my whole studio. These are some lights that I got from IKEA, these 3, and I thrifted the shades. I'd like to put those up instead of having that lamp there, so that's something that I'll need to do once we have the walls painted. Another paint swatch. Yeah, I guess that's it for the studio tour. Now we can chat about what to do about it. First things that I'm going to need to do are going through everything and reorganizing a little bit, getting the space ready to be painted. So I'm gonna write a little list here of things that need to be done. So 1, reorganize. This pen's not working, so I'm just gonna speak it out loud. First thing, reorganize. I want to make sure that all my yarns are properly stored. I might need to get another bin for them, but I have bins over there. So I separate my yarns into animal fibers, plant fibers, and acrylics. I do still use acrylics every once in a while, especially for gifting. I don't really like to, not burden, but you know, make a gift more complicated to care for than it really needs to be. So I'll probably do my yarns, figure out my painting supply issues. You may think I have a lot of closets in here, but that door there is a crawl space, the door over here is a crawl space, and that is a crawl space. So really, it's like an open room with just that one closet type area that we use for storage. So I don't really want to mix my crafting items with general like storage stuff for our house. So I'm going to exclude this little room from the makeover. Of course, I'm probably going to store things in there while I'm doing this space, but as of now, I'm not going to be putting things away in there or anything like that. So, you know, I think the first order of business is clearing up any trash, organizing everything that's already up here, like ongoing projects or projects that I want to do, things like that, random fabrics, sorting through my fabrics, seeing what I want to keep and what I don't want to keep, and going from there. And then maybe next time we'll have some painting content, or maybe, no, not in this video. I'll probably get some primer because this room is so dark, like the paint is so dark. I'll get some primer, do that first so that I don't have to use as much paint, like the expensive paint or whatever. And then we can go into some inspiration pictures too, because there's some really cute things that I want to do with this space. And maybe some of it's an eventually thing and some of it's a now thing, like the floors. I don't really want to touch the floors at the moment, especially because it's summertime and it's hot, and like I don't want to be sweating in here all day for like weeks refinishing the floors. So I think that's a good start. Let's get into some inspiration though, and then we'll do some organizing. How's that sound? Okay friends, voiceover Katie here, showing you some inspo for the studio. I really love the cheap idea of, or not cheap, but inexpensive idea of painting on the walls, or even using the marker like the first video to create some fun interest in the space, and having just some fun little design details on the wall. I'm definitely not going to be painting it a color. I will probably be adding the color in with the designs on the wall. And then here's a little idea for my sewing machine. I don't think I will be doing this yet. I would need to have another table just so I can have a drafting table and a sewing table, and not get confused between the two or be crunched for space. And then here we have a flooring idea. Definitely not going to be doing this anytime soon. If I can figure out a way to paint over the current floor up there without doing a whole lot of sanding, that would be amazing. But I think there's a lot of layers of paint on that floor, so I'm hesitant to really work on it right now. Could be another project for the winter, but I really love this terrazzo idea for a floor. I'm just gonna make this into a cleaning montage. I hope y'all are okay with that. I'm definitely gonna be hanging this somewhere. It's so cute. Should I start piles? I don't know. I'm just gonna leave it there. Okay. Basket is empty, except for a blanket, but like, that's just a blanket. And this is a project that needs to go downstairs. These yarns down here are things that I want to get rid of, so I think I'll start like a little bag of that. And then that little bin right there is my wool scraps. So yarn organizing is done. I don't think I'm going to be doing a new system for my yarns because I want to keep them as bug free as possible. I know those aren't going to be absolutely like the most perfect way to store the yarn, but at least it's not out in the open. Let's see. I think I'm just gonna trash this pattern or use it as scrap paper for pattern making, because I'm not going to be able to fix that really appropriately to be used. I'll just reprint the pattern later. I was just thinking to myself that I haven't seen this space clear in a little while, so it looks much bigger now that I've cleaned up things up. My trash bin is overflowing. Let's see, what else can we do? Let's figure out the scrap bin. I'm actually gonna bring it over here and so I can have better lighting. This bin was supposed to have wheels, but they broke. I have a lot of fat quarters that I like to use for wrapping little presents and things like that. So just gonna fold them up. I have so many scraps. I think all these scraps from my husband's shorts. See, I think I'm too scrappy. I'm like, oh, I could make like a little quilted bag out of these. Like, am I really going to, or am I just not wanting to waste fabric? So that's the deal with that. Strips of stuff, not really sure about. Let me know if you all are also like, if you all have a environmental dilemma about things like scraps. And I know there's some services like websites and things like that that take your scraps for recycling, which is something that I'm thinking about doing because I have that whole gray bin over there full of scraps. But I also think about like making some like footstools or things like little ottomans, which I've done before, so I may do that again with some different scraps that I have, and that might be a better option than sending it somewhere to be processed into something else. Just something to think about. See, like scraps like this, I'm like, oh, do I keep it? Because like I could make a strap out of it. I'm like, who's gonna wear a soft waffle tank top in the middle of summer? It's not gonna be me. Grab some scissors so I can cut off these extra bits that are unusable. And I think sometimes us crafters, we're like, we don't want to be wasteful. So we feel guilty about scraps and throwing things away. And we see all these other creators making things from scraps. And it's like, sometimes you have to give yourself permission to get rid of things that are not serving you any purpose, or give them a new life, like stuffing for a floor cushion or something like that. Like, it's not the worst thing in the world. Like, I get donating clothes. Those are definitely things that people can use. But like scrap fabrics, if like this, just like offcuts from things that you've created that are really not usable, you know, it's okay to get rid of things, or like I said, make them into something new. Not something new, use them in a way that is not what they were intended for. These are some, actually, this is a pillow sham that I was making. I have like a picture of it all laid out in my phone. It's a pillow sham I'm making for my bed. I have one sham done and I just need to do that one. So I'm just gonna leave it on top and then put all my other bits into the scrap bin. This is just a strap that I made for, I think it was a dress that I was making, but I didn't end up using it. So I'm putting it in the scrap bin. This is some fabric that I cut off from an old pair of shorts that I didn't want. There's not really much that I can do with it, so that's going in the scrap bin. And this is also from that same pair of shorts, but it is a finished waistband tie thing. So I'm actually gonna put this downstairs in my closet so I can maybe use it as a cute little belt or something. I have this bin here. This is like sheets that I have that I could use for mock-ups again, but how many mock-ups am I really going to do? Who knows? Old pillowcase. The other one I used for a lining in a skirt. A full sheet, flat sheet. Another full flat sheet. You may find that I have a problem. I have two really opinionated dogs that like to dig sometimes, and sometimes the sheets are a victim of said dogs and they rip them. Different stuff. This is a skirt that I like. Well, it's a dress, but I think I just want to take the top part off and use it as a skirt. I know some people are gonna be like, what the heck, you're gonna wear tulle as a skirt, like a huge tulle skirt casually? And I would like to say yes, that I will be wearing this skirt casually because I'm just quirky. So this is a project that I would like to do. I'm gonna put it in my need to do projects. Things that I've made that need to be altered, basically. And then this is fabric for my best friend. I think I told her to get it so I could make her a bag. It's like a little winterscape Give me 1 second, I'm gonna fold it up. As you can see in my fabrics here, when I store things, I like to have them in rolls. And so I fold things into thirds, kind of give it a zhuzh, fold it to create a tube, and then you just keep it going. And that is fabric done. The other thing that I have here is some really pretty floral fabric that I think I'm gonna make a Eleonora dress out of. I hope I have enough fabric. I don't think I can get more, so we'll see. But this one it's a lot of fabric, so I'm just gonna fold it in half and do the same process, folding it into thirds, and then again rolling it. And most of my fabrics on my shelf here are pre-washed. Sometimes they're pressed, sometimes they're not, but yeah, these are all like fabrics that are ready to go, and I don't really have to do much with them. We have a fitted sheet here. I don't even know if, I think I just bought this set of sheets to use for fabric, honestly. And I've made a pair of shorts and a skirt out of this fabric, actually. I think that's what I used the flat sheet for. Sometimes I'm at a loss of what to make with the fitted sheets. You'll see, or you have seen, I have over there some elastic from deconstructing a fitted sheet earlier this month. I have a sheet problem. This is fabric that I would make something out of, not just like a mock-up. But the other thing I'm not really sure about is like the color of it on my complexion. So it's also something that I could maybe dye. And then a little bag. I like to keep these are like bags that sheets come in if you get them at like Target or anything like that. I like to keep the bags to put like shoes in when I'm traveling. So this is actually gonna go downstairs into my room. Another pillowcase. And another sheet. So that is my sheet collection done and folded. I'm gonna separate it into fitted and not fitted. That way I know how much work I'll have to do if I use whichever item. This was also in there, and I cannot remember what I made out of this. It's just like a nice, oh, you know what? Maybe this was lining for my grandmother's pants. I can't remember. It's getting really hot up here. I'm gonna cut the little strips at the bottom too. How are you all doing this summer? I actually hate summertime, like a lot. So I struggle mentally because it's so hot, and like I have eczema on my hands, and when I was younger it was on my face. Summertime it would get better because I was swimming a lot, and the winter it would get worse. But now my eczema on my face is better, but I have it really bad on my hands. And so every summer when it gets really hot, my hands flare up and like I'm always itching. It's not even like my hands are dry like in the winter time, when usually you would have cracking, itchy hands like that. I literally get like eczema blisters. I don't know if Is this too gross to talk about? I do so much with my hands, and to have like cracks and like bumps and just having discomfort on your hands is just, it's like disheartening, because I work with so many fibers, and sometimes, like especially with plant fibers, it really dries out your hands. So kind of makes my eczema worse when I work on summer projects and things like that, but I'm still gonna do it, obviously. Okay, guys, I think that's a pretty good cleanup, right? I'm not gonna show you everything, but things are where they probably should be. And now I'm too warm to work on it, so I think that's all for this week. Let me know if you have any studio inspiration, and I'm gonna put I'll put together like a little video maybe about what the vibes that I want to create in here are, and take you guys along to create those vibes. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's kind of like spontaneous. I didn't really know what to do, actually. I knew I wanted to start like the studio makeover journey, but I wasn't sure what to start with. So my little tiny studio tour, some ideas I have for it and whatnot. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you have anything in your studio that you love and that you would suggest to any other crafters. And then, yeah, I guess I'll see you next time with some follow-up on the studio. I hope you're having a good day, a good week, a good month, a good year. I hope all your crafts are crafting, and I hope you are enjoying summer as much as you can. And I'll see you next time. Bye.